Hello there. So, as my last task for speaking for everyday communication studies, I would like to tell you a little bit of story, most memorable story of mine for like 5 minutes. But beforehand, I would like to just tell you that if there's like noises, loud noises behind the background, it's because I have like a renovation next to my house going on. So it could be loud, it could be noisy or disturbing, so I apologize in advance. Okay, so I would like to tell you a bit of story. Most memorable one for me is probably the time where me and my family lived in Australia for about 3 years. I was still a toddler though. Like, back then, we were there staying. Me, my mother, and father went to Australia because my father had to chase his master's degree in University of Adelaide. So during that time, I was still a toddler, perchance like 3, 4, 5 years something, because we've been there for 3 years. So my sister is actually born there in Adelaide. Yes, it was in Adelaide. My sister was born there, and it's very cool. It's such a flex, to be honest, around us when people ask where you're born in Adelaide, which is abroad. Yeah, it's something quite the flex, and I like to tell about it. Sorry. Okay, so I remember in Adelaide, I was going to a kindergarten. The name was Glandor Community Kindergarten, actually, and we always go there each morning by my dad, holding me hand to hand. And somehow, the people around our neighborhood is very, very nice, very, very polite. Like when they see little kids, they're going to be, oh my god, a little kid, and they're going to ask to, hey, can I hold her or can I like lift her up? And I remember my dad seeing one of his college friends like also walking on the pathway, and when he sees me, he was like, oh my god, where are you going? He's like, oh yeah, I'm taking my little kid to a kindergarten just around the block. And he was like, oh my god, can I carry you along? And then he put me on his shoulders. It was very cute. And I remember being at that kindergarten as one of the only person who wears hijab, and also the only person who cannot speak English at all. Like all of them, I think mostly, or maybe all of them, I don't remember, is a native, like actual Australian people. So I was kind of standing out, and I was extremely quiet but active, and I don't know English. So whenever they say something, hey, come on, gather along and make groups of pair, or let's sit down in circles. I never do any of that because I don't understand anything. They had to guide me, like step by step. Come on. They called me Putri, even though here I wanted to be called Ipa instead. And come on, Putri, you can sit here on the empty spot. Yeah, the kids there were very polite. They were very nice to me, but I don't know. I maybe isolated myself because of the differences that I noticed regarding myself and them, and it's kind of sad to know because I should have been more social, like now. Thank God. Whenever they have like an activity they had to do together while the teacher is speaking English, I instead go around and play. There's like a fishing simulating play something, and there's like a box of games. Yeah, it's something like that. There's an arcade box even in that kindergarten. It's very cool. Even though I don't know anything about it, but I just like to see the animations and everything. And yeah, it went on for years, and I have this cool teacher named Miss Rose. I don't know if she's still around or not. I wish that she's doing well. Until now, she's kind of my hero actually, because she knows that I have difficulties being interacting with other people because of the language barrier and also behaviorism. Yeah, but she helped me a lot, and she was always by my side and making sure I was okay, like when I'm playing at a pit stand or something. Yeah, it's very cool. Other things that I remember being there is that I've once fed a kangaroo. I don't know why I'm so brave doing that, knowing that kangaroos are occasionally very aggressive. But at that one place, it's actually, I don't know, the kangaroos are perchance trained to be like gentle, especially when being fed. So yeah, I fed a kangaroo by hand, and it was actually very cool. They're very gentle about it, even though it kind of ticklish. And speaking of kangaroos, I also remember that kangaroos are being kind of a infestation. Like the amount of them is very large in Australia. So I remember going to a park, and kangaroos were everywhere. With my father, and my little sister was born there. So yeah, it was kind of wild, even though the kangaroos aren't aggressive in that park. But it's very odd to know that they poop everywhere, and there's like kangaroo dust or poop like laying around, and occasionally they get to your shoes, especially if the kangaroos like poop in the sand and I running around. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, I know. But it's okay. I think the memory counts. And that part specifically, I also remember being one of the first park that I learned how to ride a bike from, which is a good memory as well. And that park specifically, if I'm not wrong, is a place where all of the facilities is from recycling bottles and metals, something that they turn into a mini park. And it's very cool to know. And I admire that times very much, even though it was such a short period of times, and my memory about it is kind of fuzzy because I was still a kid. But I think I would love to go back if there's the opportunity to. So yeah, that's probably one of my best memories so far. That's somehow still stick in my head, and I would love to relive it again. So yeah, thank you for listening.